27th Sunday in ordinary time of the year, October 6, 2024. The drama is that there is always a sense of people plotting against Jesus and devising a scheme to trap him and have him convicted of one thing or the other. In today's gospel reading, the Pharisees want to pin him on marriage and divorce. They came to Jesus from the law of Moses to put him to the test. The law of Moses allows them to divorce on certain occasions, which Jesus is against. In the first reading from the book of Genesis, we understand that God ordained the sacrament of marriage, matrimony, and that man found no consolation from the other creatures. Then God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." Genesis 2:18. The union guarantees continuity and generational progressions to the human family. The scriptures tells us, starting from creation, what God has joined together, let no one separate. This speaks of the permanence of marriage. God's relationship with Israel substantiates this act. God remained faithful to Israel even when they were unfaithful. Hosea the prophet captures these images in his book through his unfaithful wife Gomer. The naming of their 3 children became God's reaction to Israel. Marriage has been an exciting topic for many centuries, and I'm sure it will continue. Listening to the news or reading a few articles on marriage today will leave one with varied opinions, understandings, and beliefs about where people stand. Before the advent of Christ, marriage was an issue with the Israelites and Moses. And with Christ and Judeo-Christian converts in today's society, within our generation, marriage remains an essential aspect of our day-to-day living. The church has always believed that marriage is a union between a man and a woman bonded in love with openness to life. I imagine mentioning marriage rouses numerous ideas, experiences, and memories to mind. And some of these may be happy ones, and some may be hurtful feelings. And we know of couples, family members, or friends who have celebrated their 25th, 50th, and 75th anniversary. And we offer our thanksgiving to God for blessing their time together, their union. On the other hand, we are reminded of other couples, family members or friends, that their married life has not been a thing to be written home about. Instead, it is a painful experience that either ends in separation or even a divorce. However, some may be escaping years of violence and abuse in their homes. And even a break from such is often an unhappy and challenging situation. Similarly, we may be reminded of others speaking of or having just become engaged or even newly married to a beautiful spouse or bride. What a joy. From the beginning of creation, God made them male and female, and for this reason, a man should leave his father and mother and join his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Genesis 2:24. In our church's understanding, marriage is not a contract. It is a sacramental union or union between a man and a woman. A kind of union that reflects God's unfailing love for his creatures. From the beginning, God wants a husband and a wife to be a sign of love for each other. God's love for us does not change. It's faithful. Thomas Merton once said, "Love seeks only one thing, the good of the loved one. It leaves all other matters to take care of themselves." So when we talk about marriage, we talk about selfless love. A love rooted in total sharing and giving by each spouse, so that any dividing lines or walls of individualism that separates the parties involved are broken down, that the two may become one. They are being shared instead of his or hers. That is the characteristics of contrast. It's such a love that is sacred, holy, and godly. As Pope Francis calls on Christian families in Amoris Laetitia, the joy of love, to be a sign of mercy and closeness. Wherever family life remains imperfect or lacks peace and joy. We are godly, holy, and sacred people because Christ is present in us. And we are made in the image and likeness of God. The same question comes back time and again. How do we respond to people who feel that their marriage was a mistake and are in a vulnerable state? Like Moses and Jesus, we are to pastorally care for them, keeping in mind God's intent for marriage to be permanent and indissoluble. Like Pope Francis said, an invitation to mercy and a pastoral discernment of those situations that fall short of what the Lord demands of us. It's evident that if a man and a woman enter into marriage with the idea that if things don't go as planned, the couple has a way out and can call it quits, some people would not always make the necessary effort to maintain or promote their married life. It becomes essential for comfort when things don't go as envisioned, as one's ideal way of married life. In the gospel, Jesus sets children as an example for us all, a model for temperance and reconciliation. A child's weakness to hurt, anger, and discomfort quickly dissipates into unalloyed affection for each other, characterized by mercy, love, and joy. Christ invites us to remain children at heart when dealing with one another. While each couple is responsible for finding solutions to their problems in marriage, difficulties and misunderstandings are not enough to end a marriage. Of course, it will not always be easy, but Jesus has promised to to be with us. So Christ is the bridge of the church. And as we meet with him at the breaking of the bread, may we ask him to give us enough grace and strength to realize his presence in our broken world and our relationships. Father, Sanctus K. Ibe, happy Sunday. Have a wonderful day.